Alright guys, we're back with some more 8th anniversary content. We're taking EZA Strength Super BUU into his final destination on his tour, which is against Cellmax, which I'm not gonna lie, I do believe potentially may be one of his most difficult places to actually come into. And if you're at the moment straight away thinking, nah, you're waffling, like what are you talking about? Let me explain. Don't get me wrong, Broly, incredibly difficult. Final phase is, you know, Super BUU has type disadvantage. Broly still does some of the most damage out of any enemy in the entire game, which is true. However, Broly has a build-up. Broly gets more difficult each phase you get into, and by the time you get there, you're gonna have transformed by then. Of course, you want the Buuhan transformation. You're gonna want to always target the Buuhan transformation. So going off of that, he's going to have the 70% chance to guard, which does go down to 50% after like a few turns or so. Like, was it 6-7 turns, something like that, which is fine. But he still has a chance to guard after that, even if it is only 50. You know, at that point, he would have been raising his attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns. You know, that's there. And then you look at Cooler Core. Yes, the difficulty ramps up, but again, by the time you get into Cooler Core and also having type advantage, you're going to have the transformation. You're going to have the Buuhan transformation, again, guard, raising your attack and defense by 50%. He's good, and that type advantage plays a big factor in him tanking so well and doing so well damage-wise against Cooler Core. The reason why Cellmax might be one of his most challenging red zone stages is because there's no build-up. It's straight. Yes, it's not as difficult as, say, them two, but considering we're literally, like, immediately starting here, right? Like, we are in as difficult as it gets immediately. Let's not forget, like, Super BUU, we have to wait for him to transform. No matter what transformation we get, even though, of course, we want Buuhan, we have to wait until the 5th turn before Super BUU transforms. Cellmax does 300k on a basic immediately. He does 600k on a super attack immediately. There's no build-up. It's straight there from the gate. And Cellmax, of course, his main gimmick is he can super attack potentially 2-3 times in one turn, which is a risk. Because, of course, we want our HP to sit between our 80% to 100% HP threshold so we can guarantee ourselves the Buuhan transformation. And, yes, mine's not rainbowed, so that will also contribute to the fact we don't have any dupes. But, you know, we only get the more HP remaining, the more defense, which is nice. But then we're only getting 60% attack and defense when attacking, and then that additional defense plus 60% after we get hit. So we have to get hit before we potentially be supered, so he's at his best case scenario defensively. So there's also that. As I said, we have to wait until turn 5 before we even potentially transform. Not even necessarily get Buuhan, which is again the one we want, but even before we transform into any of his transformations, no matter what happens. So that additional is actually very nice. Finally, we're actually getting some, but, you know, I'd prefer it if we're getting those in Buuhan. And of course, we've been super attacked straight away, which is why we on the first turn to have this going into the second turn. 152k, that additional played a big part, and of course, we're taking double digits on the basics after 2 supers and are having a Whis active. But my main point is, because there's no build-up, because Cell is doing, it might not be the most damage that we've seen. Again, Broly and Cooler Core hit harder. But while he's stuck in his Super BUU form, until turn 5, no matter what, those type of numbers actually threaten Super BUU somewhat. Don't forget, we had a Whis active there, so we were covered no matter what. The additional super, that extra attack and defense plus 60%, is what helped us tank the super so well. Without it, we probably would have been taking like over 200k, maybe even 300k. So as I said, the fact that we're stuck with Super BUU no matter what until the 5th turn, with Cellmax having multiple super attacks that do 600k, 300k on basics out the woodwork, straight off the bat, is somewhat threatening to Super BUU. Because we have to basically keep our HP, again, between that 80% and 100% HP threshold, so we can guarantee ourselves the Buuhan transformation, because that's the one we want, that's the best one. And that's a little bit more difficult to do when you're having to worry about him, potentially other units on the team, other units need to build up, which is kind of why I went with the team that I did, which was the same one I took in against maybe, I think I took it in against Broly as well. Because, you know, we got dual Gamma ones who they're going to be guarding once they get fully brought up. They're kind of untouchable. Not to mention Gamma 2 that I now have a dupe in him. All the additional supers popping off. Again, it almost makes him untouchable. EZA Tech God Goku, untouchable because of the movie boss damage reduction. He's good. And this is why I brought the team that I did. And then Cell's here, not Cell. Cooler's here again for the healing. We've had him in literally like every single team. So we can constantly, you know, recover health. Same thing with Kid Buu once he gets hit, recovers health to make sure we guarantee the Buuhan transformation. But this is why I brought the team that I did. You know, because, excuse me, we could have gone for a different type of team. You know, we could have brought like transformation boost, EZA transforming Coolers. You know, them stacking up quite quickly is useful. They would probably do quite well. You know, but until they get enough defense to tank the supers, they are also at risk unless you use an item. There's also Final Form transforming with Cooler, who's pretty decent, and like the Golden Freezers. But that's what I'm saying, like Super Buu himself is currently a risk until he transforms. And of course, unless we use an item on top of that as well. So this actually might be one of his most dangerous stages to actually come into, just because the amount of possible super attacks, especially at multiple units, unless they're defensively like capable and fine. You know, you're trying to maintain HP, you're trying to stop him from getting caught. Like, look at this. Look at this. He's not a slot 1 unit right now. Until he transforms into Buuhan, not a slot 1 unit. So this, even in itself, is a risk. So I'm going to have to pop another item just to make sure we don't lose too much health. Because again, we want to maintain our HP. We want to maintain our HP. So, of course, we can get the Buuhan transformation. But yeah, this is a little bit of a risk for him. Damn. Okay, this super's actually going to hurt. Because pre-Buu attacking, 27k of a Whis active, 176k on a super. Although, to be fair, he did have the additional 60% defense from taking the basic. But without it, and before he attacked, 20-something-k on a basic. So if we didn't have a Whis active, you're talking like almost 100k from that basic. Almost. Probably like 60 to 80k on a basic. Because he hadn't attacked or got the additional defense plus 60%. This is what I mean. Because of the amount of potential super attacks and things like that, and we just have to stall until Buu transforms. This is a little dangerous for him. He could be caught lacking easily. And this is why I went for the team build that I did with the Artificial Lifeforms movie hero set up with dual Gamma 1s, because he will be tanking everything easily. Now, I'm actually going to leave mine here. Actually, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. There's 3 attacks in slot 3, but I'll leave mine here. While the Whis is there, I'll just leave mine in slot 1. But yeah, I don't think he's even going to transform next turn, is he? So it's like, we have no items left, so this is actually just a little bit of a risk. Now, of course, if we got like the Fizz typing early on, if it was like that, then, you know, we could have probably avoided using an item, especially with Kid Buu next to him. They both had a type advantage. We probably would have been okay, especially once we got that additional defense plus 60% and then the extra attacking defense once he attacked. We would have been chilling. But it's not like that. So, as I said, we just have to kind of stall, if you will. Like, you know, them times in the films where it's kind of like, you know, one of the characters is just waffling to the villain while the other, like, the hero's about to come in and just, you know, mollywop dance. That's basically what we're doing right now with Super Buu. We're distracting Cell Max while Super Buu's getting ready to transform. That's what we're doing. But at this rate, Cell Max is almost dead. We're getting there. There we go. We should have the Buuhan, right? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we have full HP. Now he can start cooking. And to be fair, he's not going to... Actually, what a better time to start cooking than when you're going to have type disadvantage. What does his active skill do again? It's been so long. Attack and defense plus 20%. Okay, do you know what? Why not? Because you have type disadvantage right now. Alright, so he's got 205k defense. We, of course, haven't even started doing the whole 3-turn build-up. But he has a 70% chance to guard, which I'm hoping is going to kick in right now. Because this is where you're going to show your worth, why you have type disadvantage. 170, he wasn't guarding! Oh no! 179k on the basic! Again, he hasn't super attacked yet, but no guard. Oh, that additional's big. 250% attack and defense raises. I need you to be, like, can we switch the guard on? Like, that would be great. No crits, though. Oh no, this is actually probably gonna hurt. I can't lie. Yeah, 466k because he didn't guard. All right, we're back once more. I kind of wanted to give Buuhan a little bit more time in the spotlight. He's literally just transformed, as you can see, turn 5, so we haven't raised his attack and defense by 50% once. But we're actually in a much better spot. We have type advantage right now against Fizz Cell Max. Cooler Core is very much built up, or Metal Cooler. I'm so used to saying Cooler Core because of Red Zone. Is he guarding? He's guarding. Even with the type advantage though, he's still taking 13k on a basic, which is not bad, considering he only has 200k defense and he hasn't even started raising his defense or attacking defense yet for 3 turns. Here's one. This is actually going to do some damage. Yeah, 3.3 million. Additional, no additional super, which is a shame. And of course, double digits on the basic. So as I said, I would kind of give him a little bit more spotlight, considering as soon as we got Buuhan out last time, we died because he wasn't guarding. But that is just kind of part and parcel with having units that have chances to guard. Even though 70% chance to guard is better than 50, better than 30, better than 20, having a chance to guard is better than, of course, 0. But that is just part and parcel what happens with chance to guard units. Even though 70 is a, well, as it literally says on the tin, a great chance to do so, if you're unlucky, you won't end up guarding, which is a shame. But of course, because Cell decided, or not Cell, I don't know why I keep getting Boo and Cell mixed up. Because Boo decided he wasn't going to guard, he took a bag of damage, we died in that turn, didn't really get to show him up, like, doing too much, let alone, you know, build up his attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns. But this time round, I said, in a much better spot, considering we're on the Fizz typing of Cell Max. So at least we get to see a bit more of them, a bit more of him. As I said, it's Super Boo. You're kind of just out there to fend. You are out there to fend Cell Max off. You are out there to stall for as long as you need to until turn 5 to make sure you get that Buuhan transformation, which I'm not going to lie. The power of editing is not going to show this. Like, this is the beauty of editing. I've been recording for 58 minutes. Doing this a second time to get exactly where I want to kind of show off Buuhan a bit more, which is literally just him transforming, has taken me almost an hour because we keep losing too much health or we're taking slightly too much damage to the point where we actually die. So this is what I mean. This is why I do think Cell Max is kind of up there, just because straight away you're taking a lot of damage, there's multiple super attacks, and you just kind of have to fend until you can get Buuhan out. So if this doesn't back what I'm saying, I don't know what will, but we super attacked once. Do you know what? Let's give Kid Buu this, because why not? We have 300k defense, so basics from Cell Max shouldn't really phase us. I mean, if we're guarding along with having 300k defense, they're not going to hurt us at all. That is going to be more effective if we do get super attacks. We are indeed guarding, which is great. Up to 7.5 mil. Would be a little bit better if we were linked up with Fizz Buu tanks, but again, having him needing to build up along with kind of trying to keep Super Buu safe, you just take too much damage, but that double is very nice. So if Cell Max feels like supering us right now, I don't mind, because we're guarding. We've got the double super out. Big 4.1 mil crit though. Of course, we're taking double digits or triple digits. Now double digits. No super attack, unfortunately. I actually kind of want to see how we tank there. He actually would have tanked fine. After 3 turns of building up, especially with guard, Cell Max's super attack probably wouldn't hurt Buu that much, just because you're going to have in the ROMs like 500k defense with guard. Well, mine is at 55% anyway. So a 600k super attack isn't really going to be scraping him whatsoever. But at least this time round, we actually got to see Buuhan actually kind of do something. Funny enough, we're actually not going to see him after 3 turns. But it's better than, you know, the first turn appearing, doing 1 super attack, and then we die. So at least there's that. At least there is that. So, I actually went to pop his active, just because I hadn't used it in a while, and just thought, why not? But it doesn't matter. But in terms of Buu, Strength Super Buu is very good. Very good. As I said, he was going to be eating good eventually when all of the Buu units do get a 200% lead, which is why I still say I really want to see dual Vegetos for worldwide, so we could see a new Buuhan. So potentially there could be an LR Kid Buu down the road somewhere. All the Buu units get 200% lead. Fizz Buu tanks gets an EZA. All them guys will be eating good. He's a very good EZA. I've very much enjoyed using him. As you can see, until you get the transformation, until you get him transformed into Buhan, and some still, specifically this stage, just because there's so much damage straight away, which is going to be the case when Sin Shenron's stage drops in the Shadow Dragon event, and the same can be said for a Mega stage eventually when we get that during Tanabata during November, December time. Super Buu, you're going to have to keep him safe until he transforms. Otherwise, he could be open to taking damage, and your whole team is, of course, and that is a huge problem because you want the Buhan transformation. So do let me know your overall thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.